All right. Good afternoon, guys. We love afternoon games in Tucson, in McHale. Everyone in the communities to come together, get behind something, and hopefully get a win. And then let's go out and enjoy some beautiful weather for the rest of the day. So let's knock this out.
When Coach Lutz was in here before, he said that basically you guys don't make mistakes on defense and always seem to be in the right spot. But was there anything particular after seeing them score 99?
Was that his opinion or your guys' opinion? I don't. Okay, I'm joking. You guys are pretty hard on me, so I don't know. I'm trying a lot of mistakes.
Them score 99 just a couple days ago. Yeah. How focused was it to try to limit their good luck?
I mean, I don't think we focused on them scoring 99, and we knew they're they have some talented offensive players, and we wanted to apply pressure and then make them play against size and tight windows, consistently over and over and over again, and I thought today just kind of felt like over time our size kind of swallowed them up a little bit, and that happens. Obviously I wasn't expecting that outcome today. I mean, like you said, they had a big win on Wednesday, and Coach Lutz has done a great job. Just every once in a while, I think that kind of happens in basketball. A game on the road kind of gets away from you. So I'm sure they had some shots that they normally make that didn't go today, and maybe some free throws. And then then sometimes it gets a little tough to play from behind on the road in an environment like this. But yeah, no, I thought our guys consistently the defensive effort was pretty high level today.
It wasn't flashy, but Delhi had 11 points. Just, is it nice to kind of get that monkey off his back?
I mean, I don't know if he'd probably be more like a koala bear on his back, not a monkey. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Delhi's been good. We had a good conversation yesterday. Delhi's a great dude, a high character guy, and he's here for it. So, yeah, I'm happy to see him have a little bit of success because I'm sure that makes him feel a little bit better. But, I just told him, there's really no scenario I see where I don't keep giving him opportunities. So he's earned that and he deserves that, and our team needs it from him. So it was great contributions from him today.
Can you talk about, there are a lot of great freshmen in this conference this year, and you've got several of them. So can you kind of talk about what makes your freshmen different?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to really compare him to the other freshmen. I think each of these guys is, all these great freshmen in the league. I think, all the accolades and the attention they are getting is deserved. Having being able to see a lot of them play and coach some of them, kind of up close. It's a special group, and our guys fit right into that. I mean, the thing I would say about our guys is, our guys are part of a team where even though they're great freshmen, the program's bigger than them. And the program's bigger than all of us. It's bigger than me, bigger than the players, and they've come in and they've openly accepted that. And I think that's a really powerful thing. We have 4 freshmen, in our top 8, and they all seem to be, hitting their stride and kind of improving over the course of the season.
There's been a lot of talk about the freshmen, and understandably so, but Jaden Riley, he seems to do a great job of picking his spots throughout a game to go on a run and get everybody involved. Just your thoughts on his ability to do that?
I mean, Jaden's just a really good player, and he's having a great year, and he seems to be making all the right decisions. So I mean, today was another game where he put his marks on it when he had to, and then when he didn't have to, he kind of gave a lot of space for the other guys to shine, and that just says a lot about him as a player and a person.
You started the season 13, 14 in the polls. I can't remember. You were high on the team before it started. What do you think the pollsters missed that you saw?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to, that's hard to say. I mean, I just think that, obviously haven't done this for a lot of years. You maybe have a little better feel for what you have than people on the outside understand. And I think we're in a society where, when there's something positive happening, I think a lot of our minds go to, well, what's wrong? What's negative? Well, what how can I separate myself from a media person and have a little bit more knowledge than somebody and find in the flaw? And so I just think people maybe looked at us and thought we were young, thought we couldn't shoot good, just things like that. But I felt really good all along about the collective pieces we had. I mean, I'm not going to act, and say I expect it to be right where we're at right now, but, I'm not blown away either. I mean, and for me, I want to get through this press conference. I want to go, kind of hang out with the guys on the 2001 team, tonight in that group and kind of celebrate them because they deserve it. And then I want to get home and get to work on practice for Kansas tomorrow.
Team, those guys already spend any time with your players or is there any interaction? I understand some of them watched the practice yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are around. They were around. They were in the locker room kind of throughout the day today and, before the game, halftime, after the game. Well, one of the great things about this program is it's when you play with this program, you play for this program, it's something that sticks with you for the rest of your life. And you're going to always be a special part of what we do. And we want to make sure that our former players and our alumni feel a connection, and our current players understand how important that is, because our current players are going to have that connection with our future players. I mean, it's not a complicated thing, and honestly, it brings a lot of joy to all of us.
Coach, during halftime, we saw the 25th anniversary team celebrated. What does it do for the locker room, your guys, when former players come and visit the campus?
That's a great question. I think it helps our guys realize how special it is to play at Arizona, because those former players, they reinforce it to them. I think our guys, it gives them perspective that, you're not always going to be young. You're not always going to be the player. Pretty soon you're going to be the fan or the parent, and you're going to have something to root for and cheer for, and you're going to have something, a team you're still a part of, even when your playing days are done. And that's a powerful thing. When you go on these journeys, you're going to hit some bumps in the road, some challenges. You got to have a vision of something much bigger than yourself. You have to have a vision beyond today. And I think having those former players around kind of helps cement that vision and give our guys a visual of like, yeah, it's pretty cool that I'm part of something bigger myself, and it's something that's going to be a part of me for my rest of my life. So you know what? I'm going to be willing to give everything I got and more while I'm a player here, because I know it's something, these are memories I'm going to have for the rest of my life.
Coach, Kansas is playing some of their best basketball of the season. Obviously, you guys going into that hostile environment. How excited are you guys for the opportunity?
I mean, we're excited. I mean, we're going in there with nothing but respect, for Kansas and Coach Self. I mean, we played there last year, and I'll be honest. I mean, I played in a lot of places. I came away there thinking, all right, it is different, but nothing but positive thoughts for them as a program, and it's going to be an honor to compete against them. We know it's going to be we know they're going to give us an incredible game, and it's going to be an awesome atmosphere, and I just have a feeling those Jayhawk fans are going to be out for blood. So you know what, we're here for it. We're here for it, and then that's no promise of which way the game's going to go, but we're excited for the opportunity to compete in such a big stage and such a special game.
You said something on the radio the other night that the Big 12 sometimes is pushing these big games back after the Super Bowl. How does that work? Like, do they console you?
Whenever I'm on the radio, I'm off record, Bruce. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Listen, the Big 12 is a powerhouse basketball conference. And, Brett Yormark is a basketball guy. And he's fully embraced that narrative. And as part of that, I mean, he's trying to create value for his members, schools. And one of the ways you create value is you have important games in great, viewing windows. And so they wanted to get as many marquee games as they could in February. I mean, obviously, they told us that. And look at our schedule. They delivered. So I'm excited for the opportunities coming down the pipe. And, there's no, we're not mad at anybody or feel like it's unfair. I mean, if you want to be a great program and you want to be a participant in a great conference, well, you gotta be willing to walk the walk. So our walk is playing a lot of high-level games in the month of February leading into March. So let's do it.
Like, do Brett or Brian or any of those guys say, hey, we're going to backload your schedule because of that? And do you have any feedback? Can you stop that?
I think how it happened is we got our schedule, and they apologized. They said, we know this is hard, we know this is a gauntlet, but there's reasons we're doing this. Because the University of Arizona and the men's basketball program brings a ton of value to our conference. We want you guys to be a marquee piece of this conference basketball-wise. We know we got to earn our keep. We know we're the new kids on the block, so we're not walking in with hubris or thinking we should be we're deserving of everything. We know we got to earn it. So we got a great schedule, but like I'm sure BYU saying the same thing. I'm sure Houston saying the same thing. I'm sure Texas Tech saying the same thing. We all kind of have this similar gauntlet down the stretch with Kansas, So yeah, we know it's going to be tough, and we know we're going to probably take a few on the chin, but hopefully it'll make us better.
Jaden Bradley is sort of the level-headed, mature, just veteran of the team. So when he has a couple of big-time dunks like that, what does that do to juice up the locker room?
I mean, I think our guys love that. Our guys love JB, and they all looked up to him as a person and a player. So when he does that, the unk of the group, so to speak. I think the guys get pretty excited for him, and yeah, it's fun to see.
I don't suppose you heard Richard Jefferson's halftime video?
I did not.
He said, for the first time, I believe this is a team that will return to the Final Four.
Wow.
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, okay, well, Bruce, you're always trying to get me off my day-to-day, right? Honestly, I'm excited for the Kansas game. I know this team has great potential. I'm not going to make light of it, but I also know there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of challenges ahead, and I know that, at inopportune times, things sometimes don't go your way. We're not scared of what's ahead of us, but by no means, are we acting like we've been anointed. I know there's some really good coaches in this conference. I know they're licking their chops for a chance to play us. Okay, and we're going to have to tee it up, and we're going to have to compete. One team that I'm seeing that no one's talking about is Houston. They just keep kicking ass. Kicking ass. That's what they do, and that's what they've done for like the last 4 or 5 years. So let's understand there's a gauntlet coming, and some real challenges, and we're going to have to answer the bell.
With that gauntlet coming, how do you keep the players focused, not too relaxed, not looking ahead, and being prepared, like you said, to look for Kansas, not look ahead, not think about March or anything like that?
We always talk about day to day, possession by possession, media timeout to media timeout. You just break it up in segments, because those are what drive success. So you need to focus on the things that drive success. You don't need to focus on, a potential outcome down the way. That's why we have you guys. You guys get to do all the reviewing, previewing, guessing, okay, and we get to play. So that's why the media and our program make a great team. You guys can do all the thinking and prognosticating, and we just want to play.
Especially in front of the 2001 team, give a little extra motivation as well as a little extra excitement heading into the gauntlet that you have to run?
I don't know. I think our guys, are excited to compete on a nightly basis. Today, to me, it just felt like a little bit of that game. We were a little choppy, and it maybe, it took us a few minutes to catch our second wind in that game today. But I think our guys love competing. They love playing together. They love practicing. We had, a few guys dinged up and a few guys sick this past week, and I expected some more days off, and guys literally showed up and said, "No, coach, I want to practice today," and thank you. We have some guys that are about the team and love playing together.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.